Hello there and welcome back. Today we talk about the Vongon Ultrasheer. I don't know how I survived without this pedal so far. I actually have a lot of friends on Instagram that used it and I always been firstly in love with the aesthetic of it because it's a beautiful pedal, one of the most beautiful pedal I've ever had. And now that I have it, it sounds incredible. It's one of those pedals that is instant vibe, instant mojo, and definitely, at least for my needs or for what I like, it adds that nostalgia tone to anything you use it, and I love it for that. Okay, before as usual going into all the detail, let me say to you how you can support the page. You can support, you can support, of course, you can subscribe to the page, you can share this content, you can buy from the affiliate link down below, or you can become a Patreon. On Patreon I usually go more in depth and share more ideas about creativity and music, and there's some tiers in which I do one-on-one class with you if you're interested. Okay, that said, let's talk about the Ultrasheer, what it is. It's an interesting take on a reverb. It's a stereo in, stereo out, but also it's a dynamic stereo, so you can put, as I'm doing right now, a mono in and then goes out in stereo. And it has two parts. On the left we have a vibrato, and on the right we have a reverb. The reverb is modeled around the 1977 Lexicon 244. It's very simple in its control. In a sense, we have just a mix, a brightness, and a decay, plus a switch for the trails. And then we have the vibrato that has rate and depth, and then the switch for cycle or random. This other switch here engage the order, the different order, so could be the vibrato into the reverb or the reverb into the vibrato. That said, that's about it. There's nothing else on this pedal you can tweak, and I kind of love it because most of the time I really am comfortable and relate with pedals that just do one thing and do that things brilliantly. So the interesting part of the Ultrasheer is the synergy between the vibrato part and the reverb. While they both sound great by itself, when you start putting them together, it's when the magic happens. So I want you to listen to the that chords that I was playing before. Super simple, and it's the setup here. It's the Oxi, my trusty Oxi, that is sequencing the Roland Juno, the Ju-06a, the boutique. I have to say that this thing sounds pretty great. The noise that the floor noise that you hear comes directly from the Roland, and it depends because I'm using the 60, and I noticed that it's more noisy. For example, if you switch on 106, there's no noise, so it's not the pedal. But I like it. It actually adds to the intensity of it all. So let me disengage these and let's play again the chords, and then we turn on the Vongon. So this is a classic kind of Juno sound. It reminds me of some of those sounds you can hear on Aphex Twin, selected ambient work. There's some delay going on in the Roland and some chorus. So it's already a nice sounding patch, but here when we turn on the Vongon. So first I will turn on the reverb. So you have a mix knob that goes from 0 to 100, so here we are hearing only the dry signal. Let's turn it on. Once you reach the half of it, the dry signal got lower and lower, and you hear just the wet. beautiful sounding. Then you have the brightness control that it's a high pass filter, so you can basically introduce more higher frequency. And then a decay that goes from almost a room size to a very big hall. So already we have a beautiful sounding reverb. Super simple, but you know, sometimes it's just what you need. The trails, simply put, is like if you disengage the pedal with trails none, you will go straight to the clean signal. With trails engage, there's gonna be the trail of the reverb, the decay, before it disappears. So now let's listen to the vibrato by itself. The vibrato has two different waveforms. Cycle is an LFO, a sine LFO, and random is a smooth random wave that creates the kind of warbliness that we all love. While the cycle is more similar to a Leslie speaker, the rotating speaker. So let's turn it on. Let's put the depth at 50%. So as you can hear, the vibrato is not to be mixed with the tremolo. Tremolo only happen on the amplitude, on the volume of the signal, while this is on the tuning, on the tune of it. So as you can hear, it's a vibration of the pitch. So this is the LFO wave. Let's try the random. So the random, of course, introduced this unpredictability, whatever. And if you are looking to create that kind of cassette warbliness, this is what you want. So it can be, in this case, when it's random, it's less noticeable. If I switch on cycle, you can feel it definitely. But on random, it's there. If I turn off, you can definitely feel it. But it just creates vibe. Okay, what about now turning everything on? So we will start with the vibrato, getting into the reverb. So now let's turn on the reverb. And here we already perceive something beautiful. So what happened now? The vibrato does its thing, and then the reverb, of course, smear everything. So the perception of the vibrato is somehow there, but minimized by the trails of the reverb. So in this case, somehow you go more on a chorusy. Let me remove the chorus here. If you go, for example, like this with very low rate, it's a beautiful sound. Let's disengage. So there's quite a lot of difference. To me, the real magic happens when you do the opposite. So you go from the reverb into the vibrato. Because what happens, you will have your trails that will be modulated by the vibrato, so you will perceive it more. And if you play with the random cycle, then it's when you will start having all those interesting tones. Here it is. So basically now the vibrato will happen also on the reverb trail. I'll disengage it. So it's a massive difference. Let's try some different sound, because of course this works brilliantly with chords. And yeah, it was quite a while I didn't use the Ju. This is a very nice little instrument. I used to have two real Juno. I would kill myself if I can. No, actually I wouldn't, but I miss those. They were big, they were beautiful sounding, but this guy really nailed the kind of sound. And here, without... Let's add some chorus, some delay, and now let's go with this. I think it's beautiful. Here these pads, like, you don't need anything else. Alright, let's try something more melodic, like with a actually sequence. Again, let's start with anything else. Now I'm using this trick, which I have a pattern going on the Oxi, simple pattern, but also I have a pattern going on here too. So the synergy of the two, it creates something interesting. So again, already super nice sounding. I'm always surprised how just out of the box this sounds great. There's some chorus going on, but let's keep it simple, just a tiny bit of delay, and let's engage now the vibrato and reverb. So instantly the sound becomes massive, like it fill or the stereo field. Let's try to switch and hear the opposite way. Actually, let's put vibrato on random. Let's switch now vibrato into reverb. There's a real big difference between the two, and it's very useful, both the possibilities. I feel that I tried it with many sound, and I really love what happened when you use it with a low, dark tone like this one. So this is the original sound, and here what happened. beautiful. Okay, I want to keep this short and sweet, and tell you what are my idea about the Ultrasheer. I really enjoy it. It's gonna be for sure one of the pedals that I will use more. Of course, there's a lot of stuff going on now with people overusing the sort of warbliness cassette kind of sound. So to me, it's always trying to mix it in a tasteful way. And in this case, you have few control at your hand to really shape your sound and give enough mood without overindulging in it. So I enjoy when pedals or when tools just offers one particular thing and it does it brilliantly. You don't have a lot of control on the reverb, like so for someone can be like, where is the pre-delay, where is my size? I don't really care too much about that because it sounds great, so probably won't be the kind of pedal that can be used everywhere. But if you are into more nostalgic tune, or you like simple vintagey sounding synth, like could be the Juno, like could be the SH101, and it sounds very great also on the 303 and other stuff, and with my Vermona also it sounds beautiful. I think this is a great pedal to have. I really am surprised I didn't have one of these before. I'm also interested in the other things that Vongon produce. It's extremely well made. This is the enclosure is real wood, so it's a beauty just to watch and just to have. That to me, it's always important. So let me also thank Vongon and Mass Distro for sending this over. It has been a pleasure to work with you. And yeah, that's about it. And thanks again for watching. And let me pull back some chord again, and I'll say goodbye with that.